Hey, my name is Feryl and welcome back to the United Kingdom, where I make things for Ken and for fun. Now, this is the original kitchen of the house that we're taking the inspiration from, with the speckled plaster around the bottom. Do we need a tiny mouse? You let me know in the comments and what its name should be. As you can see, we've got the tiled walls, we've got the pattern on the ceiling, we have the plastered bottom half of the wall, the marble effect and the 90s pattern on the floor on the left. I'm going to try to incorporate as many of these things into the Kid Kraft house. I'm going to attempt to finish this by the end of the weekend, so look out for a second video. I created a template of the walls on paper, that's me, and I transferred that onto this mixed media paper because it's thicker and it can handle a bit of pulling around. So what I did is I created my design on the mixed media paper using spray paint. I had like a faded pink from a hot pink to a cooler pink, and then I covered it with a clear spray varnish, just so that it was protected. But yes, I did draw every single one of those lines by hand, and as you can see here, it is cut out. You wait till you see this fit. I am very proud of what I did here. I think you'll agree that's not bad. Come on, wait till you see it glued on, and obviously with the window back in place. So here I am showing you how I cover the walls in a thin layer of wood glue, and just so that it's tacky, and then I can get the paper on and clamp it with these pegs, leave it to dry. This is the countertop with the oven and missing drawers, so I'm deciding whether to keep this or not, but I basically needed to make the missing drawers from scratch. If we keep this countertop, we're not going to be able to have a spinning element to the room. So you let me know if that's important and we can decide. But I'm basically trying to rebuild the missing drawers from scratch. So there's a couple of ways to do this. Either create the design and then score the card and bring the sides up, but you run the risk of it being too wide or too tall. So I actually cut these apart and then made them the right height and glued them down. So in the original house, there is orange tiling, and I don't have any of that on the walls, so I've decided to do that on these countertops. Again, let me know whether you think that this is too big for the space. With the holes, if you poke through from the opposite side, just so that you can see a bump where you want to make the hole, and you push through from the side that the screw's going to go into, then you lessen the likelihood that you're going to pull the paper in the wrong direction. This is a creative maker kit by Barbie. I loved some of the walls and the flooring in this, so that's what I used for my floor. And I've taped down the sides with some trash plastic, and I used double-sided tape on the inside of that, and then just clear tape on the outside to be able to seal it all in. And now I'm going to fill that floor with resin to try and make it even, because that floor is actually bowed. Like I say, this whole thing was bought second-hand, nice and cheap, and I've mixed some mica powders into this resin by JD Resin, and I want to get a kind of marbled effect to touch on the original house design. So here you'll see me trying to film in my kitchen. Yes, beans are good for you, and I do what I can when I can, and I love crafting. So yeah, you're going to see my home in various states, but this is the resin pouring in. Now I went in with a few layers of this because I wanted to get that swirly marble effect with the different mica powders, and you'll see that when it's set. Now, for some unknown reason, the resin was trying to pull away from this card, so I've tried to go back in and fill where I can. I am an amateur maker, and everything I do is just figuring out as I go along, and hopefully I can make a better version the next time. That's what crafting's all about. So I'm going to attempt to make these plaster walls using 3 different types of acrylic paint, and there's also some shiny metallic paints in here. This was so hard to film. I am left-handed, so trying to hold the phone with one hand and paint with the other was no mean feat. But I do actually stop the camera in a second, and I went hell for leather. And I also made it on, as well as doing it on the mixed media paper that I definitely knew that I was going to be able to use, I did it on some mount board and on some other craft paper, because I'll be able to use this for future creations. I don't know if you're like me, but I hate wasting paint. So I have stuff for wrapping paper, for wrapping shelves. There are other areas in the house that do have the same plaster effect walls, so this will come in handy later on. The floors are all set. Are you ready for the big reveal? Well, part 1. Here we go. The floor has come out really well. I'm going to attempt to do a second video this weekend. Do we need a smaller counter? Do I need to make something that spins? And do we need a tiny mouse? And if so, what's its name? Thank you for checking out this video. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Laters!